I'll let you know when we're up. It's taking its time. And we are live.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the IFW committee public hearing. And today we're going to have one bill and hearings, work sessions on our supplemental budget. But first, I would like committee members to introduce themselves. And I will just start with my screen. So the first one I have is Representative Danny Martin.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning, folks. My name is Danny Martin, State Representative representing District 150, located in northern Aroostook County.
I'm the other Martin. I might as well just add on to that. John Martin, District 151, northwestern Aroostook County.
Thank you. Representative Ordway.
Good morning. I'm Lester Ordway. I represent District 23, which is part of the town of Standish.
Representative Hepler.
Morning. Thanks, Mr. Chair. I'm Allison Hepler. I represent House District 53, which includes the towns of Aroustic, Georgetown, Phippsburg, Woolwich, where I live, Dresden, and part of Richmond.
Representative Landry.
Good morning. Thank you, Senator Dill. I'm Representative Scott Landry. I represent District 113, the towns of Farmington and New Sharon.
Thank you. Representative Terrio.
Good morning. I'm Representative Tim Terrio. I represent District 79, which is Albion, most of Benton, China, and Unity Plantation.
Thank you. Senator Curry.
Good morning. I'm Senator Curry, and I represent District 11, and that includes the 26 rural, coastal, and island communities of Waldo County.
Thank you. Representative Neto.
Hi, Kathy Neto. I represent the town of Winslow and a small portion of Benton that Tim does not represent. Thank you.
Thank you. Representative Mason.
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm Representative Rick Mason from Lisbon, where we had a big temperature of 0 degrees this morning.
Senator Black.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Senator Black, representing Senate District 17, which is all of Franklin County and 4 towns in Kennebec County.
Thank you. Representative Lyford.
Representative Lyford, District 129, which is Clifton, Eddington, Holden, Northborough, and Vesey.
Thank you. We also have our analyst, Rachel Olson, and our committee clerk, Linda LaCroix, on screen with us, as well as other people that will be testifying or presenting bills, the bill this morning. I just would tell everybody this is our first official public hearing, and we're trying to get all the bugs worked out of our electronic meeting, so please bear with us. This is being live streamed on YouTube, and everybody is on either via Zoom or on the telephone, and you can't be heard unless your mic is on. So when you get ready to speak, please turn your mic on. At all other times, please have your mic off. Be sure that your name is correctly displayed on your Zoom at the bottom. We will make sure that all the senators and representatives have it labeled as such before we get too far into the program this morning. And let me see what else. If you going to use the chat function, let's keep it for technical stuff, not just general old bantering back and forth or anything substantive. If it's something substantive, you probably should have it on mic with everybody. And of course, the process will be that we'll start with the sponsor, followed by any co-sponsors, and then followed by the department, and then finally we'll have the public speak. And at some point, we're going to make sure it's only 3 minutes. We're working on trying to get a clock, at least in at least one of the Zoom boxes, so that we can see the countdown, but try to keep your testimony to 3 minutes until we get to that point. And with that, make sure any written testimony is submitted through the clerk to us. Do not send it directly to us. It's better if you send it to the clerk and she can make sure we all have it. And if you're testifying by phone, there's a Zoom toll-free number to use. And only committee members can ask any questions. And with that, are there any questions from the committee? Try to use the hand button to raise your hand rather than doing this, because I'm looking at participants and trying to look at the screen. So it sometimes gets quite difficult to bounce back and forth if you have a question. We do have 2 or 3 people lined up this morning to testify. And the way we're going to do that is, at least this morning, since we were having a few difficulties getting going, I'm going to have Linda list the individuals. We're going to do 3 at a time. So we will begin with, if there's no further questions or comments, I'm going to open the public hearing on LD 88, an act to amend Maine's wildlife laws regarding species of special concern. And let's see, who is that? The sponsor is Representative Ordway, is that correct?
That's correct. Good
Go ahead.
morning, Senator Dill, Representative Landry, my colleagues on the Inland Fisheries Committee. I'm here to present an act to amend Maine wildlife laws regarding special species of special concern. There's a mouthful. There's a lot of smarter people than me that will testify from the department. So I'm going to keep this brief, and I'll pass it, with your permission, Senator, to the department and let them explain the bill.
Sure, thank you. Are there any questions for Representative Ordway? Seeing none. Linda, who do we have from the department to testify? You're on mute, Linda.
Sorry, Nathan Webb, and I'm going to promote him to panelist right now, so he should be in momentarily.
Okay.
Nathan, you should be in.
Yep, I see him. Welcome.
All right, good morning, Senator Dill, Representative Landry, and members of the Inland Fisheries and Wildlife Committee. I'm Nate Webb, Wildlife Division Director at the Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife, speaking on behalf of the department in support of LD 88. This is a department proposed bill that aims to reduce the number of public hearings required to make a change to Maine's list of endangered and threatened species to 1 hearing. It also defines species of special concern to mean a species that may become endangered, threatened, or extirpated. The process to update Maine's list of threatened and endangered species is established in Title 12, subsection 12803. The legislature has sole authority to designate a species as state endangered or threatened based on a recommendation from the Commissioner of IFW. Prior to recommending an addition, deletion, or other change to the list of endangered or threatened species to the legislature, the proposal must be presented to the Advisory Council, where public notice and multiple public hearings on that proposed recommendation are required in accordance with the provisions of the Maine Administrative Procedures Act. These hearings are a precursor to and in addition to those held during the legislative process to amend the list. With expanded use of computer software programs to host virtual public hearings, the department feels that in most cases, a single public hearing provides adequate opportunity for public input. During our most recent public hearings on updates to the endangered and threatened species list in 2015, a total of 4 members of the public attended the 2 hearings that were offered. Removing the mandatory reference to multiple public hearings in Title 12 would allow the department to be more efficient in its approach to public consultation, while still ensuring that at least one public hearing is held prior to making a recommendation to the legislature to update the list of threatened and endangered species. Additional public hearings could still be held if warranted. The second part of this bill will create a definition for species of special concern in Title 12, Part 13. This definition has long existed in department policy and refers to a species of fish or wildlife that is not an endangered species or a threatened species, but is particularly vulnerable and could easily become an endangered species or threatened species or extirpated due to restricted distribution, low or declining numbers, specialized habitat needs or limits, or other factors. In addition to serving as an internal watch list for species that may become threatened or endangered, the list of special concern species is used for a variety of purposes to promote the conservation of at-risk fish and wildlife. For example, known occurrences of special concern species and their habitats are depicted for informational purposes and voluntary conservation efforts within the department's Beginning with Habitat program outreach materials. Also, pursuant to Title 12, subsection 12152, the collection of live amphibians, reptiles, and invertebrates listed as special concern from the wild is prohibited without a permit. Additionally, IFW provides information on known occurrences of special concern species and their habitats through the agency's advisory role to state regulatory agencies, specifically pursuant to the No Adverse Environmental Effects Standard of the Site Location Law, administered by Maine DEP. Section 12 of this standard, Preservation of Natural Areas, notes, the Board of Environmental Protection recognizes the importance of preserving unusual natural areas for educational and scientific purposes, and references, among other examples, unusually important wildlife habitats, particularly those of rare or endangered species. The terms rare and special concern are used interchangeably, but are currently only defined in policy and not in Maine law. This bill will formally adopt a definition of special concern species to remove any legal ambiguity and to ensure continued consistency and transparency in application. No additional regulation is proposed concerning these species or their habitats, and no cost is anticipated to the public as a result of this action. Species are added to or removed from the special concern list through a periodic status assessment of populations and habitats conducted by department biologists in consultation with outside experts. Several different criteria can lead to a special concern listing, including small population size, significant population decline, a restricted population distribution, a fragmented population, or an imperiled regional or global population status. We've attached the species listing worksheet that is used by staff to develop recommendations to add species to the threatened or endangered list, which requires legislation, or to the special concern list, which exists in department policy. This provides more detail on the specific science-based thresholds that must be met for a species to be considered for the special concern list. I would just add to that the department is intending to go through a rulemaking process to move those criteria into rule as well. And with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions at this time or during the work session. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions for Mason? Representative Mason. You're probably on mute there. There you go.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Webb, will this put any more teeth into Maine's vernal pool laws? Is this going to strengthen what we already have?
Great question. Thank you, Representative Mason. No, significant vernal pools there are protections in place for those habitat features. Those exist in a separate location in Maine law. So there'll be no changes to that portion of statute.
Okay, thank you very much.
Representative Hepler.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Nate, one of the things that a couple of people who submitted testimony suggested is adding one or more public hearings. You'd mentioned in your testimony that wouldn't changing it to one public hearing would not preclude having more. So you feel like the bill as put forth would not preclude additional public hearings if you feel it's warranted.
That is our interpretation of the language. Our intent is to remove the reference to mandatory multiple public hearings and to change that to one mandatory hearing, with the understanding that we could always hold more where warranted. I don't think we would have any concerns if the language was adjusted to make that more clear.
Thank you. Are there other questions? Seeing none. Okay, thanks, Nathan. Linda, who else do we have to testify?
We have 3 additional people scheduled and present. Patrick Strosh, I hope I said that correctly, from Maine Forest Products, Don Kleiner from Maine Guides, and Eliza Donahue from Maine Audubon. And I can bring all 3 of them in at this time if you like.
Yes, and we'll take them right in that order.
Okay, so give me one moment. All should be in momentarily. Are we seeing everyone in at this point?
I don't see Eliza yet.
Okay, I tried, but okay. She should be on her way now.
All right, let's start with Patrick then. Patrick, go ahead.
All righty. Thank you, Senator Dill and Representative Landry. My name is Patrick Strauch. I'm with the Maine Forest Products Council. I submitted testimony. We are in support of this legislation, but we have some concerns we wanted to raise and talk to you about those briefly. If you look at section 158A, the species of concern, this is a good opportunity, and we appreciate the department's effort to shed sunlight on this definition. And we understand the goal of the department in creating a transparent and predictable process. Some of our points as we look at this are, with this clarification, a defined process, understanding the listing of species of special concern needs to equally be more transparent and perhaps included in the legislation. I know Nathan talked about moving the criteria into rule, and that would be responsive to that concern. Terms like particularly vulnerable and could easily become in the definition need to be replaced with less subjective statutory language. And I think as a rule, it should have more clarity than some of those subjective terms. A regular review of the list needs to be made. But I do have some members expressing concern about the use of species listings in project and permit requirements by several state agencies. So members are reporting that in forestry issues, for example, high mountain protection areas, landowners report they had restrictions put in them by LUPC, the Land Use Planning Commission, based on comments by IFW because of the possible presence that should be of northern spring salamanders. So the point I'm raising is that on the agency's website, special concern species are defined as established by policy, not by regulation, and are used for planning and informational purposes. They do not have the legal weight of the endangered and threatened species. So if we're going to define these species, it would be helpful to the regulatory community that we make that more clear, that provision that these are only for prioritizing state conservation programs and projects. There's no requirement in permits. I mean, you can't be denied a permit because of the presence of these species. And in general, there's also the opportunity to enhance landowner projects by giving them credit for mitigation measures on other issues. So there's more to talk about, I think, with the species listing and the definition. Again, we're supportive, but if we're going to put sunlight on this, now's the time to do that. And then the final notice in section 4.4, we just say you don't want, it's up to the commissioner, of course, but you don't want to absolutely limit yourself to one hearing in the statutory language. So we suggest at least one public hearing. So we appreciate the department bringing this issue up. It's a chance to have a little more discussion about species of concern. And we look forward to working with the department and to work out some of those issues. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions?
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next on my list as I'm going across, I don't remember which way Linda said it, but I'll go with Don Kleiner. He's next on my screen.
Good morning, Senator Dill, Representative Landry, distinguished members of the committee. I trust that you have copies of my written testimony. I won't read it. I won't bore you twice. But I want to make the point that this is a place to be very cautious. The unintended consequences here could be significant. And for my members and me personally, I point out that there are species we commonly hunt and fish for on the species of special concern list. And I wonder, just aloud as a guy who wonders things, how is that going to sort out in the regulatory environment? And what's that going to look like in the future? Specifically, I think the best example of how this could go sideways, brook trout are on the list of species of special concern. They're a key ingredient in the success of many of my members. Now, more specifically, it calls out salter or anadromous brook trout, which we have in a number of the streams in the area where I live. They are genetically identical to the brook trout that do not leave the stream. So how are we going to sort that out? Are we simply going to close watersheds? To echo Pat Strzok, I think there's some conversation needs to be had here and some understanding going forward. But I appreciate the department's effort to bring this out, and let's have the conversation and figure it out collectively before we do anything else. Thank you. That's all I have, Senator.
Thank you. Are there any questions for Don?
Yeah, Mr. Chair.
Yes, go ahead, Danny. Sorry,
Yeah.
Representative Martin.
No, thank you, Mr. Chair. Don, between now and the work session, and I'm not sure when that's scheduled, but are you going to have an opportunity or take the opportunity to talk to the department and Patrick about some of the concerns that you might have?
Representative, yes, with the department, Pat Strzok and I have already had a conversation about this, and I anticipate that we will continue to have this conversation. Great. I don't think any of these issues are insurmountable. It's just conversation and figuring it out.
Right. Thank you.
Are there any other questions? Seeing none. Thanks, Don.
Thank you, Senator.
Next is Eliza Donahue.
Thanks, Senator Dill. Good morning, Chair Dill, Chair Landry, members of the committee. My name is Eliza Donahue. I represent Maine Audubon. Happy to be supporting this bill this morning and really appreciate the comments that came before me. You've also received my written testimony, and maybe I'll expand a little bit more on, one of the primary reasons why Maine Audubon is supportive of this bill. As Nate or Mr. Webb, excuse me, said earlier, this brings some additional clarity to, a couple of laws that are, or several laws really, that are often in the development sphere. The one that comes to mind the most is the site location of development law. It's quite easy. That's the a DEP permit that's required for larger activity, over a certain amount of acres. And, when an applicant goes to submit their permits, it's quite clear to them what is on the endangered species list, what are on the threatened species list, things that they need to take into consideration when they are thinking about the impact of their particular development. Species of special concern, while it's something that triggers something fairly specific in the minds of folks like myself who do this work all the time, it's not as clear. You need to kind of do a little bit more. Sorry, I'm distracted by the chat down there. You need to do a little bit more digging. It's not as apparent in statute and regulation, or it's not apparent at all. Those are the two likely places that an applicant would go to look to understand, what is the Department of Environmental Protection or the Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife talking about when they're making reference to rare species, to species of special concern. And I think that this statutory change and the following regulatory changes are really going to help to bring that additional clarity so that developers are going in with eyes wide open, that they can have even more productive conversations with our natural resources departments so that they can do what they need to do to either avoid those species or think about mitigation measures when it comes to avoiding or minimizing impacts to those particular species and their associated habitats. So again, overall, very supportive of this legislation, really happy to engage in those conversations to help identify the concerns raised by Pat and Dawn. And I would also offer, as I have with the department and Representative Hepler referenced earlier, we offered a friendly amendment just to make it a little bit more clear that the department has the opportunity to hold either one hearing or multiple hearings. Again, lots of trust in the department to use their discretion on when it's appropriate to have those, or how many hearings is appropriate to have before the advisory council. But my plain reading of the proposed language would be to limit it to one. And I want to make sure that that is not read in the future in such a limiting manner. And that will do it for my testimony. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Are there any questions? Seeing none. Thank you. Linda, are there any other folks on your list? You're on mute, Linda.
So sorry. None that have contacted me as of yet this morning.
Okay. With that, then I will close this hearing on LD 88, and we will be scheduling a work session at a later time. Thank you, and thank you all. I'm going to take a 5-minute break before we go into the supplemental budget. I got to get the template so that we can do our voting as we go through. So if you want to make sure you all mute your cameras and stuff, hopefully we'll get it. And I apologize to Eliza that I distracted her. We're having technical difficulties and the chat wasn't working. So that's why I had to send it out to everyone. So we'll be back in a minute, 5 minutes. About another minute and we'll begin. So if everybody, if you're listening and you want to start coming back, please. Linda, would you make me co-host also, please?
Yes, I will do. I had done that once.
It doesn't show and I couldn't blow a hand, so.
You should
There we
be
go.
all
Yep.
set now.
Yep,
Okay.
it goes now. And hopefully our chat function's working now too.
I hope so too.
All right, I think most everybody's back. A couple still haven't made it back, but we should begin anyway, just to try to keep us on schedule. So Rachel, I will turn to you to start us through on the supplemental budget. And I see the commissioners here also, so we'll probably have to be asking her questions as on each of these subjects, each issue. So with that, Rachel, you want to start us off?
Yes, everyone can hear me? I am
Yes.
off. Okay, great. I sent out the copy of the report back, as well as the sections from the supplemental budget related to IFW yesterday in an email of materials for the day. I can also, thinking about the process here, so I can also share the screen with the report back so we can visually look at it as we walk through. Although I think before I do that, it might be best to invite the department to speak before I screen share, if we would prefer to start that way.
Sure, let's start with the commissioner, please. If you want on, there we go. Welcome, Commissioner.
Good morning, Senator Dill, Representative Landry, members of the Fish and Wildlife Committee. I'm Judy Camuso, Commissioner of IFW. I can walk you through our testimony and just kind of take you through line by line the various initiatives if that works for you all. We did meet with appropriations last Thursday. All the initiatives in the supplemental budget for IFW shifts expenses to alternate funding sources, with the exception of one for administrative service program. This initiative reduces the general fund appropriation by deferring maintenance activities at the department's own facilities.
Okay, before you continue, Commissioner, let me ask the committee, it might be easiest after you've explained what each one is. I don't know if everybody's got this in front of them. If everybody's got the supplemental budget in front of them, and as you explain each one,
Go through line by line.
We'll go through it line by line and we can vote. And I don't know, Rachel, if you can screen share and have the commissioner speak, is that doable or not?
That is doable, and I can do that.
Why don't you do that? That way everybody can see, and then the commissioner can explain each one, and then we'll vote on it as we go through.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. All right, I am screen sharing now. You'll have to let me know if that is visible. I can make it a little bigger as well.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
So the only other thing I just want to point out is, with the exception of two initiatives that reduce the general fund appropriation to shifts related to the coronavirus relief fund, all of these other initiatives are carried forward into the 22-23 biennial budget. Now, until I just have to see like which. So this particular issue here is in a different order than my sheet.
Sorry,
so.
Commissioner Camuso, if you tell me which one you want, I will pull it onto the screen.
I am looking at so change package 1A7800.
I'm not sure. Do I have those? 18700. Not sure if I have the same numbers as you.
right? Yeah.
You-
So
yeah.
I can figure it out if you just go
Okay.
back to the top.
Commissioner, do you have the reference numbers, Commissioner? Like ours says reference number 425 that you see there on the screen. Or it's Inland Fisheries and Wildlife 0530. Do you have that number?
No, that's okay. I can figure out from what you have there.
Okay.
So this here is just, what do you have? So section A21, reference 425. So that is just a reduction on expenses at department-owned facilities. And so that was just a 10% over the kind of off the top reduction in expenses. I saw a hand up already.
So then what it appears is that there's going to be fewer infrastructure improvements made than were expected. So,
right.
So
yep.
you're eliminating 16,379,000 from the budget. Is that correct?
Exactly. Yep.
Okay.
Relatively minor.
Yeah. Are there any questions for the commissioner? Seeing none, can I have a motion to put reference number 425 into the budget? Someone want to make that motion?
So move.
Tim Terrio, Representative Terrio moved. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Was that Representative Ordway?
Yes.
If you just say when you move it in and just state your names, just so we make sure that Rachel can get that. And with that, raise your hand if all in favor. Gonna have to do the little icon, unfortunately, I think. This is gonna be a little slow. Okay. I think what I'm going to do after this one is I'm going to do it just slightly different to get them all. Is there any opposed? One opposed. Okay, so the committee vote was, now I got to figure out how many are here.
If I could interrupt, I
Yes,
think
Rachel.
since the public,
An easier way to do this, yes.
well, we may need, I'm not sure if it's easier, a roll call might be easiest. The public cannot see, I believe, when you raise a hand.
Okay.
So
Sounds
that
good.
does need to be.
All right, then we'll do it by roll.
And
Yep.
or heard.
Okay, then we'll call the roll.
Would you like me to do that, Senator?
Yes.
All right. I know one thing that's on my screen is the screen share is still up, so I'm not able to see everyone at the same time, and that may be the problem with the public as well. I don't know if that can come down at this point or if we need to leave it up.
I can take it down. It's not a problem.
Okay, great. That'll be more helpful. All right, so I'll take the roll call going by the horseshoe. Representative Lyford.
In favor?
Representative Mason.
Favor.
Representative Hepler.
Yes.
Senator Curry.
Yes.
Senator Black.
Yes.
Senator Dill.
Yes.
Representative Landry.
Yes.
Representative Terrio.
Yes.
Representative Danny Martin.
Yes.
Representative Ordway.
Yes.
Representative Ali is absent. Representative Nadeau
Yes.
and Representative John Martin.
Yes.
So it is unanimous for those present with one absent.
Okay, thank you. So it was 12-0 in favor of moving that in. Next. If you want to screen share again, I'm sorry, this is rather awkward, but
You can see it?
Yep.
yeah, if you move it up,
Yeah.
yeah,
Great.
there you go.
Okay, so this next initiative is just deferring some of general fund expense for warden service activities, which were approved by the Department of Treasury to be charged to the Corona relief fund. So moving 6,902,877 to that fund.
Is this a one-time?
The one time is not, at this point, it does not, will not be carried forward to the next budget.
Okay, so then I see for the next 2 years, then we don't have it. Okay, so here, what will happen at the end of the time period that these funds aren't available? What happens to these expenditures? Do they have to be moved back in? Are they going to be taken elsewhere? Or
So
is
they'll
this
be moved back
strictly-
in. Yeah,
Okay.
so this is just a one time. Yep.
All right. Are there any questions?
I mean, excuse me, Senator Jill, I think we would just go back to the baseline budget. You're gonna move it out now, and then I think it
Right.
just stays.
So that's what I was getting at, since
Yeah.
somewhere down the road, I assume we got to get this money back.
Correct.
So this is a one-time savings
Mhm.
by moving it under the CARES money. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, Danny Martin.
Yes.
Yeah, question, if I look at the screen, this is just for 1 year of the 2-year fiscal year. Just for 1 year, so.
Just 2021.
Exactly, so it doesn't affect the second, correct.
Right. Thank you. Are there any other questions, comments? Can I have a motion to move that in?
So move.
Representative John Martin moved it in. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, was that Representative Hepler?
Yep.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Representative John Martin,
Yes.
Representative Nadeau,
Yes.
Representative Ordway,
Yes.
Representative Danny Martin,
Yes,
Representative Terrio,
Yes.
Representative Landry. Representative Landry,
You're muted, Representative.
thank you. Senator Dill,
Yes.
Senator Black,
Yes.
Senator Curry,
Yes.
Representative Hepler,
Yes.
Representative Mason,
Yes.
Representative Lyford.
Yes.
Again, 12 in favor and 1 absent.
Okay, is unanimous again, 12-0. Okay, thank you. Moving on to the next one.
Okay, thank you. So this is moving $125,000 in general fund expenses to other special revenue for hatchery equipment. So this is basically money that comes in from the license plate, the Support Wildlife license plate. It's about $200,000 a year that comes into that fund, and we will take this money out of the general fund and put it into the other special revenue. Oh, sorry, I went too
Sorry.
far. Yeah, I was.
Uh,
Go back up, Rachel. Sorry. So that was, keep going up a little bit more. Reference 431. Sorry, no. 429 is the hatchery
yes.
switch.
Right, we're on 429.
Yeah, sorry. That was what was up on my screen. It's not exactly the order that might be on your screen, though.
So this is hatchery repairs, did you say?
It's actually equipment. It's trucks. It's the hatchery trucks. It's equipment.
Okay. Well,
Motion
that's
to
where,
approve.
that says capital expenditures up there, but the justification, it says for future hatchery repairs.
So, yeah, so this fund is established for major expenses and equipment for the hatchery system. So these are the hatchery, they're not pickup trucks, they're the trucks that we use for, moving the fish around.
Moving around, right.
Yeah, so for sure, by deferring, by spending money to purchase the trucks, we will be deferring maintenance on the hatchery.
Okay. So doing one impacts the other is what you're saying. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you. Are there other questions from anyone? Seeing none, can I have a motion to move this in?
Motion to approve.
Is that Representative Ordway?
Ordway.
Moved it in? Who seconded it?
Landry.
Landry seconded it. Okay, thank you. Any other comments, questions? Seeing none, call the roll, please.
Representative Lyford,
Yes.
Representative Mason,
Yes.
Representative Hepler,
Yes.
Senator Curry. Senator Curry, are you muted?
Yes.
Senator Black,
Yes.
Senator Dill,
Yes.
Representative Landry,
Yes.
Representative Terrio,
Yes.
Representative Danny Martin,
Yes.
Representative Ordway,
Yes.
Representative Nedu,
Yes.
and Representative John Martin.
Yes.
And again, 12 in favor, 1 absent.
Okay, 12-0. We'll move on to the next one, which is reference number 427. As soon as we can share the screen, we'll.
Okay, sorry, let me just locate this on my sheet. So this is just moving expenses for our online store to and other special revenue accounts from the general fund to OSR.
Okay.
So minor adjustment there. 6,000.
Thank you. Are there any questions from anyone? All right, seeing none, can I have a motion to move this in?
I'll make that motion. Rep. Hepler?
Representative Hepler moved it in. Is there a second?
Second.
Representative Danny Martin seconded it. Any questions or comments? Concerns? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Representative John Martin,
Yes.
Representative Nedu. Representative Nedu,
Yes. Sorry. Yes.
Representative Ordway,
Yes.
Representative Danny Martin,
Yes.
Representative Terrio,
Yes.
Representative Landry,
Yes.
Senator Dill,
Yes.
Senator Black,
Yes.
Senator Curry,
Yes.
Representative Hepler,
Yes.
Representative Mason,
Yes.
and Representative Lyford.
Yes.
Again, 12 unanimous and 1 absent.
Thank you. Yes, Rachel.
I believe that Representative Alley has joined us.
All right. Oh, yes, I see him down here now. Very good. Representative Alley, welcome. We're on the supplemental budgets and we're moving on to reference number 423. And we will go back to screen sharing and go from there.
Okay, thank you. So this initiative reduces funding by allocating technology expenses to allowable other special revenue fund sources. So moving money out of the general fund into another special revenue, particularly to pay for our technology expenses.
So moved.
Second, Landry.
Who moved it?
Martin.
Martin. Thank you, Representative Martin. It's been moved and seconded. Any other questions, comments? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Representative Lyford,
Yes.
Representative Mason,
Yes.
Representative Hepler,
Yes.
Senator Curry,
Yes.
Senator Black,
Yes.
Senator Dill,
Yes.
Representative Landry,
Yes.
Representative Terrio,
Yes.
Representative Danny Martin,
Yes.
Representative Ordway,
Yes.
Representative Alley. Do you need to unmute Representative? Representative Alley?
Been trying to get the thing up there.
There you go. And how do you vote, sir?
Yes.
And Representative Nadeau
Yes.
and Representative John Martin.
Yes.
13 unanimous.
Okay, 13 is nothing. Moving on to reference number 435, public information and education.
Sorry to interrupt. Representative Alley, could you turn your camera on, please?
Oh, if I find it.
Yeah, sorry about that. I forgot that. You have to be seen to be able to vote.
Okay, well, I'm looking new. Is it start video?
Let me see if I have the ability. No.
Click start video.
There you go.
Okay. Well, I can go back and tell you what the all was and what the vote was and carry on.
Mr. Chair, Representative Alley might want to introduce himself.
Yes, this is Robert Alley from down on Beals Island. I am from District 138, and I'm a graduate of the University of Maine in Machias. I got my administrative degree from Orono, got my law from Thomas, and I've been in this system here for the last 6 years, working on my 4th term right now. So, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to reference number 435.
Let me just figure out which one you're on here. Okay.
Yeah, Public Information Education, Division 0729.
Great, thank you. So this initiative reduces funding by allocating printed materials and educational materials expenses to allowable other special revenue sources. So this is just moving $26,865 from the general fund to an other special revenue account for information and education purposes.
All right, thank you. Are there any questions for the commissioner? Seeing none, can I have a motion to move this in?
So moved.
Representative Landry moved it in. Who seconded it? Was that Lester, Ordway? Yes. Thank you. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion, questions? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Representative John Martin,
Yes.
Representative Nadeau,
Yes.
Representative Alley,
Yes.
Representative Ordway,
Yes.
Representative Danny Martin,
Yes.
Representative Terrio,
Yes.
Representative Landry,
Yes.
Senator Dill,
Yes.
Senator Black,
Yes.
Senator Curry,
Yes.
Representative Hepler,
Yes.
Representative Mason,
Yes.
and Representative Lyford.
Yes.
13 unanimous.
13-0, unanimous vote. We will move on to the next initiative, which is number 436. Public
Okay.
information. Yep, go ahead.
Thank you, Senator. So this initiative reduces funding to aligned with the actual out-of-state travel. So we didn't do any out-of-state travel this year. So this is just a reduction in 9,303 to the general fund to reflect those savings.
Great, thank you. Are there any questions from anyone? Being none, can I have a motion to move this in?
So moved.
Representative Landry moved it. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Representative Terrio. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Representative Lyford,
Yes.
Representative Nadeau,
Yes.
Representative Mason,
Yes.
Representative Hepler,
Yes.
Senator Curry,
Yes.
Senator Black,
Yes.
Senator Dill,
Yes.
Representative Landry,
Yes.
Representative Terrio,
Yes.
Representative Danny Martin,
Yes.
Representative Ordway,
Yes.
Representative Alley,
Yes.
and Representative John Martin.
Yes.
And again, 13, nothing.
Okay,
Unanimous.
13-0. That has been moved into the budget. The last one is search and rescue, reference number 433.
Thank you, Senator. And this initiative reduces funding to the general fund by utilizing coronavirus relief funds to support public health and public safety. Specifically, these are warden service search and rescue expenses that have been approved to be charged to the federal relief fund. So in the amount of $143,129.
Thank you. Are there any questions? All right, seeing none, can I have a motion to move that in?
So moved.
Representative Landry moved it in. Is there a second?
Second.
Second? Oh, all right.
Was that Representative Alley that seconded that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Any questions, comments? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Representative John Martin,
Yes.
Representative Nadeau,
Yes.
Representative Alley,
Yes.
Representative Ordway,
Yes.
Representative Danny Martin,
Yes.
Representative Terrio,
Yes.
Representative Landry,
Yes.
Senator Dill,
Yes.
Senator Black,
Yes.
Senator Curry,
Yes.
Representative Hepler,
Yes.
Representative Mason,
Yes.
and Representative Lyford.
Yes.
Unanimous 13.
13-0. That is moved into the budget, and I believe that concludes the supplemental budget. Is that correct? Commissioner shaking her head, yes.
That is my understanding, Senator, yes.
And
The
so
R
is it.
initiatives.
Yes, thank you. And thank you, Commissioner, for that. Are there any other questions or comments on the budget before we close the work session? Seeing Representative Peter Lyford. You're muted, Representative.
Thank you, Senator Dill. So all of these reductions are going to be covered by the federal government in the COVERS budget?
So just the two, Representative Lyford, the two initiatives reference to warden service, the search and rescue, and which is 143,000, and the other initiative, which was 6,092,877. So those two will be covered by the CARES package. The other initiatives will be basically switched from general fund to other special revenues within the department.
Thank you.
Are there other questions?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Yes, Representative Alley.
Yes. I just wondering if I needed to go back through the roll there and say yes on those, because I've been here since 9 o'clock sitting there.
Oh,
I
well,
just couldn't get in.
okay. No, since you weren't here, you have to be, as far as we're concerned, you have to be present, and we also have to see you on the screen to be able to vote. I don't know on this though, and I'll ask both my analyst and the clerk, considering, quote, as far as we were concerned, he was absent. Does he still have time to vote on these?
Oh,
Representative, Rachel?
I know that you committee members still have the option to vote late in the same procedures that have been done previously.
Right. So if he wants to do that, he can go in. Is that through the clerk? Linda?
Well, he would still have to do it on screen. So I was thinking, do it now before the meeting is closed, so everybody can still see it. But that's up to you.
I can name them right off and tell you what they were. 425 put in the budget, Ordway, and 431 was warden service, $6,192.88. 877 with a 12-0 vote. 429 was fisheries, hatchery, 125,000, and that was I think it was 12-0. And the other one was 427, which was $6,000. That was vote yes. And 423, that was a 13-0 vote. And 423 technical expenses, 55,173.
We got the rest of those.
Representative, that's where you started. So the first four, are you voting yes on all those first four?
Yes.
So it now makes it 13-0.
On all of them. All set.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. A lot of new things to work out in our system, so I'm glad everybody is willing to work with us. Anything else for comments before I close the supplemental budget word session? Seeing none, we'll close that. And the final thing we have to do this morning is Rachel will quickly walk us through the rules of the committee, and we have to vote on those. So with that, again, thank you all for being here, and we'll move on to that.
Stopping the live stream.
We have to be in front of everybody. This is not something we can do.
Okay, hold on one moment. I'm bringing it back up. I'll hear about this. Sorry.
No problem.
Well, not to you, maybe.
Is that not correct, Rachel?
I believe that that is correct, that everything we do in the committee, that we would have done in the committee room, that would have been available to the public must be streamed. Sorry.
Okay, we should be live again. And yeah, apologize. I mean, that was my misunderstanding. I'm sorry.
This is all new to all of us. We're gonna make mistakes. Okay, so speaking of that, I'm gonna share my screen again. I did send out in an email yesterday another copy of the draft model committee rules of procedure, as well as the what we're calling the COVID addendum. So some modifications based off of the virtual platform. I am not going to walk us through everything, but I am going to highlight a few of the most significant changes based off of the COVID addendum and a few suggested amendments to the rules. All right, if you could all nod your heads to show me that you can see the screen with the model committee rules. Great, thank you. So I've annotated off to the side for myself, mostly here, but as you're looking through the committee rules, you'll notice an asterisk next to any section that has seen a change because of the COVID addendum. So the first one here, number 2, specifically relates to the word present. We've sort of addressed this already today. So for the nature of virtual meetings, present means a member is present at a meeting when in attendance using the electronic platform, which is Zoom. And your identity must be visually verifiable on the electronic platform. So we'll need to be able to see your face on screen in order to be considered present. And you're absent when you can't be seen. That's even if you are physically present in a room, or unfortunately, like Representative Alley's situation where you got stuck in the waiting room. We'll try not to have that happen in the future. And so we still need 7 members of the committee to be present, one of whom is a senator for a quorum. And so present in this case means visually verifiable. That does not mean you can't turn your camera off during the proceedings, but for the purpose of questioning and voting, you will need to have your camera on. Are there any questions? I asked that, but I also need to pull up my participants list if I actually want to see anyone raise their hand.
Let's look at continue, please.
Okay. The next major change comes down here under scheduling. Again, I think major might be an overstatement. Traditionally, the weekly schedule is posted outside of the committee room. The COVID addendum changes that to say that the committee clerk shall post the weekly schedule to the committee's page on the legislature's website. Section 4F, this is a amendment that was made by previous committees, IFW committees, that says pursuant to Joint Rule 305 and Maine's freedom of access laws, the committee may not hold a public hearing or conduct a work session for which notice has not been posted, except, and this is the addition, the committee may, by a unanimous vote, move directly into a work session on a bill after its public hearing without notice. Senator Dill, would you like to address these changes as we go or all together at the end?
Yeah, let's do them as we go in case there's some questions. It'd be easier, I think, as we go through them. So, yes, that's been the way that we've been conducting business for a while. So, unless there's any objection to that from any of committee members, we shall continue with that. Do I hear any objections? See any objections? I don't see anything. Go ahead. Continue, please.
The next section that the chairs and I discussed have to do with the smoking and eating restrictions in the committee room. In particular, obviously smoking is prohibited here in the Cross Building and on the State House in the complex. But if we're looking at paragraph C, committee members may not consume food or beverages in committee rooms except as follows. For the time being, it was suggested to strike the exceptions so that no food and beverage may be consumed in the committee rooms due to the masking requirements. And to add paragraph D, to address consuming food or beverages while participating remotely. And the suggestion is that if you are going to consume food or beverages, to do so off screen. That could mean turning your camera off. It could mean just stepping out of the view of your camera. I don't know if Senator Dill wants to speak to this.
Yeah, I mean, we've all been doing it, you know, you raise your glass or whatever, and, you know, take a sip or your coffee or whatever. Since you're right in the view, it's a little more distracting, I think, than it is in the room. So all we ask is if you want, especially if you want to eat something, but even drinking, just all you got to do is just take it and move off the camera if you want, or just shut your camera off for a couple seconds. But just remember to turn it back on, because as Rachel has pointed out, you are considered present by being, you know, on camera. So, but either way you want to do that, just for a little decorum for the committee. Any questions on that one? Seeing none. Okay, continue, Rachel.
Section 7 is amended because of the COVID addendum. This has to do with procedures for public hearings. Since we're not in person, there's no sheet to sign to be maintained by the clerk. In this case, the committee clerk shall maintain a record of this information to be placed in the committee file associated with the LD or the nomination. And these materials, your LD materials, will be on the committee's webpage, and we'll see LD sections on there. So those materials will be placed there. And then paragraph C, persons submitting written materials shall provide the committee clerk with at least 20 copies. Again, not in person, so they're not required to provide the 20 copies. Instead, testimony is submitted digitally, either through email or the traditional written testimony submission process. You should be receiving those emails still, although I know that we've had a few glitches this morning, but they should get out to everybody. And then I just want to note through the rules, they do mention being present, and just to refer back to the definition of present from the COVID addendum. And then we have paragraph E. This is a amendment that was made last session as well, referring to committee members questioning witnesses to clarify their testimony or elicit information. A committee member who is the primary sponsor of a legislative document and a member who testifies for or against the legislative document shall refrain from questioning other witnesses, except as authorized by the chair to allow the sponsor or member testifying to ask a clarifying question.
And I think right up front on that one, we have always done that. So even though it says it here, I think we should move forward, meaning that whoever the sponsor is, if you're a committee member, you will be allowed to question, other witnesses, people testifying. So, without having to ask each time, permission since you're the sponsor. And I think Scott and I agreed to that. And I think also Senator Black and Representative Terrio also thought that that was the way we've done it in the past. So let's just continue. Any questions or comments on that one? All right.
Again, will be in both the public hearings and the work sessions, is to add paragraph H. This refers to, this has been added by other committees. It's been added when we're in person, although I've added some language to represent being virtual as well. Just that attendees and members are not permitted to hold or display signs, posters, placards, or props in the committee room during a public hearing or while testifying remotely. So again, that would be both in a public hearing and added here in the work session section as well.
And that also includes screen sharing like Rachel is doing right now, that if you get up to testify, you can't put your testimony up like this or pictures or anything. So just so everybody's aware, and I'll try to remember that each time, or whoever's going to be the chair on that particular one, to mention these things so people know. Any questions on that one? Okay, seeing none.
Procedures for work sessions. This again is getting at that idea of being present. All questions are addressed through the chair, and they must be asked orally only by members of the committee and committee staff when present. So again, present meaning visually verifiable as well. Of course, I think there is a little wiggle room for the discretion of the chairs in the event of technological malfunction. And the same is true here for members of the audience. Again, at the invitation of the chair and having to be present. And that brings us to, if there are no other questions there, to our last couple of points. This again was brought up, so I'll just point it out. And this procedure hasn't changed. So if you are, it's relating to voting and reports. So if you're absent from the committee at the time of the vote, and absent in this case would mean not visually verifiable or able to be heard, then the member may register that member's vote with the clerk up until noon on the second business day following the vote. And then the last one, as I'm sure you're all familiar with, the clerk trying to locate you to sign the committee jackets. We're not signing the committee jackets since we're not in person. So all of these signatures will be collected through an electronic process. And then the last change has to do with use of the committee room. During the legislative session, committee chairs and other committee members shall coordinate the use of the committee room with the committee clerk. And at all other times, use of the committee rooms must be coordinated through the Legislative Information Office. And the addition is that the use of the committee room shall be in accordance with the direction of the presiding officers based on the changes, all of the changes related to the remote committee meetings and the COVID addendum.
Are there any questions or comments on this?
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Representative Martin.
I apologize. I've lost my hand feature. We were last week or earlier in the week, we were mailed 2 documents, the usual committee rule and then the addendum. I see that the addendum features have been added in this one. So will you be asking for 2 motions or just 1 motion?
I will just ask for 1 motion to adopt what we have as presented today. And if we come back into committee where we're all together, we will revisit this and we may have to adjust it back the other way.
Okay. So my question is, all the verbiage on the amended version has been placed in this document that we're currently viewing, correct?
Correct. Well, she actually, I think, Rachel, have you actually put it in or?
No, I have
Okay.
not put it in. So what you're seeing here, they have added the asterisk for to denote where changes are addressed in the COVID addendum. All I did was highlight and actually pull that language from the addendum in off to the side so that you would be able to see it while I was presenting.
Okay, so
This is the language in the off to the side in the comments is not actually added to the model rules.
okay.
The
so-
only additions are where you saw text written and highlighted.
Gotcha. So would a proper motion be to move the rules, including the addendum language?
Yes.
Yes, that's my understanding.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for clarifying that, Representative Martin. Are there any other questions or comments? If not, I will entertain a motion.
I'm going to stop screen sharing.
Okay. Does somebody want to make a motion?
I make a motion, we accept all these rules.
With the
A second.
addendum?
And that would be including the addendum?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Been moved by Representative Terrio and seconded by Senator Curry. Any other further discussion? Seeing none, would you please call the roll, Linda? Make sure you're on screen, everybody.
I don't see Representative Nadeau.
I do up in the right-hand corner.
Oh, okay. Representative Lyford,
Yes.
Representative Mason,
Yes.
Representative Hepler,
Yes.
Senator Curry,
Yes.
Senator Black,
Yes.
Senator Dill,
Yes.
Representative Landry,
Yes.
Representative Terrio,
Yes.
Representative Danny Martin,
Yes.
Representative Ordway. Representative Ordway,
I don't see him here. He must have left. Just check over here.
Okay.
No, he's not on.
Okay. Representative Ali,
Yes.
Representative Nadeau,
Yes.
and Representative John Martin.
Yes.
So that would be 12 in favor, 1 absent.
Okay, so we have approved the committee rules with the addendum for remote committee meetings. Any further discussion on anything for today? If not, could I have a motion to adopt? Representative Hepler?
Yeah, hi. Since I'm going to miss, assuming that
Oh,
school is not, oh, sorry. Thank you, Mr.
no,
Chair.
go ahead. I don't know what you're going
Um,
to say, but I was anticipating, you reminded me of something else, but go ahead.
Since I'll miss, assuming we have school on Wednesday morning, I'll miss the first hour of the public hearing. Can I assume those are archived so I could watch the parts that I missed?
Yeah, Rachel?
Yes, Representative Hepler, they will be archived since we're actually streaming live on YouTube right now, but then they will all be archived and you can go in through the committee's webpage to find our YouTube channel and you'll be able to watch all of our committee meetings throughout the entire session. And we're also streaming live on the traditional audio stream as well.
And are the archived versions available pretty immediately? I've never used them before.
Linda, do you know the answer to that?
I'm not sure about that, but I do know if you go to the legislative YouTube page, you can find it there and all past are there as well.
Okay.
So you
Great.
can look back and watch them all.
Thank you. Lucky me.
Right. Thank you for that. And that reminded me, Representative Hepler, that we're starting on the 17th of February. We're going to switch our meetings to 10 a.m. on both Monday and Wednesdays. The reason is on Wednesdays, there's chairs and leads, or at least chairs meeting at 8:30, and then there's a caucus at 9. So we would have to begin because we'd lose many of our members that would not be able to attend our committee meeting until 10 a.m. So we'll start at 10 a.m. And since we have to start at 10 a.m. on Wednesdays, I think it's in everyone's best interest to do it 10 a.m. on Mondays too, just to keep it consistent. So that moving forward, we will be at 10 a.m. Starting on the 17th next weekend. We still, because they're all advertised at the 9 a.m. start time, but we'll start at 10 after that, which will help you out, of course, as well as 2 or 3 other committee members that I know of. So with that, are there any other questions before I ask for a motion to adjourn? Senator Curry.
Thank you, Chair Dill, Senator Dill. Are you targeting a time to end? I know that's always a question, but in your scheduling efforts, are you going to try to end by 1? Are you going to try to end by noon? What's your target?
Usually what we have done certainly in this committee is in the past, and we've been pretty good at it, is to keep to a 3-hour meeting. So since we're starting at 10, my goal would be to be done at 1. But you know how that goes. All of a sudden you can have a whole bunch of people testifying. But the good thing is, once I can get it worked out, testimony will be held to 3 minutes. So that will give us an indication. Of course, if we come into a meeting and we have 60, 70 people signed up to testify, that throws everything out the window, as you know. But hopefully we can get most of our business done in a 3-hour meeting, but we'll just have to play that by ear.
Okay.
Are there other questions? Yes. Oh, Representative Ordway's back.
Yeah. You have to turn the button on the power strip for that to charge. But
yes, Representative.
If Linda could record my vote on the rules as yes.
Okay, thank you.
Done.
Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, can I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion. Go ahead. Adjourn.
Okay. Representative Ali, motion to adjourn, who was seconded by?
I'll second.
Neto. All in favor? Just raise your hand on this one.
Looks unanimous.
It's unanimous. If it's not, too bad. You can stay on. All right, with that, thank you all. We'll see you on Wednesday.
Stopping live stream.